Hello and welcome back to Spoken Essays. I am Harshil Vora and you are watching the live video where I will figure out how to code. So let's see what we were up to last week, last Saturday. I think we finished three of our, if I'm not wrong, three of our projects from data visualization, and let's see what we have for us. I think in the last time I checked it out. I checked the fourth project out briefly for a few minutes. It was something about a map. So let's see where we're headed. I'll open my previous tab to see what we are working on. Okay, so you guys can see that screen being shared, and I can see here we have 2 viewers already. Amazing. Thank you for your support, all 2 of my viewers. Thank you. I hope more come in my way. Then thank you. Okay, so let's see what we are dealing with today. So yeah, this is the last tab that was open. Now it says, so United States educational attainment. So that's the, yeah, of course, the heading, and we have a subheading that says percentage of adults age 25 and older with a bachelor's degree or higher. So it's about education, of course. Sounds good. And we have this, that's interesting. So that's here. Okay, so we're building that. It's going to be amazing. We'll build this. Okay, so percentage, and this is an entire map. Wow, how will we even provide the x and y coordinates for a map? Yeah, let's see what we, yeah, I think this will be completely off freeCodeCamp. As you can see here, all of this, we weren't taught how to build a map or a it's called chloropleth map. Okay, so let's find out what chloropleth means. Define chloropleth. Okay, so it says, yeah, so it goes with that. Okay, a chloropleth map is a type of statistical thematic map that uses pseudo color, meaning color responding with an aggregate summary of a geographic characteristic within spatial enumeration units such as popular density or per capita income. And what is this? Okay, it's for degrees, of course, but yeah, such as, so they used examples. What does chloropleth mean? A symbol or marked and bounded area on a map denoting the distribution of some property. Now the property here is education. Percentage of adults age 25 and older. So any adult above the age of 25 that at least has a bachelor's degree or higher, a master's, maybe a doctorate, or any other degree. No, it's, yeah, bachelor degree or higher, any degree that's considered higher than a bachelor's. And you can see this is the map. Wow. So I'm guessing we have the data. Our data would have, of course, the name of the, oh, that is precise. Each and every district, it's not even, oh, it's county, so each county is mentioned here. They're all square, huh? I mean, yeah, they're all geometric, I should say. Some, huh, there are mostly straight lines for this, yeah, except for this, maybe this, of course, yeah, there are more straight lines. Well, they are not straight lines if you consider it a part of the globe, the land. Look at that looks like a straight line. It may not be, but anyway, I'm amazed. That definitely is a straight line. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to build this map. I don't know how, because it does not have 2 or 4 dimensions. It's not like length and breadth. You can see maybe some do, but if you zoom in, how am I going to write this border? It will be amazing to see. Maybe they help by giving us a custom SVG for this? I have no clue. We'll have to find out. Wow. Okay. That is a perfect square, and it also has an angle, so it has also been rotated a little bit. Okay. I hope they already have a preset for each country. Otherwise, I have no idea how we can achieve this right now. But yeah, and the source, yeah, that's the source. That's okay. But yeah, that covers the entire page. That's the entire page. We have h1, h2, or maybe h4 element, or maybe that's just a p tag. That's okay. This is probably, most probably, an h1 element. Then we have the legend that's between 3% and 66%. So 3% people, and it's a gradient. No, that's not a gradient. These are all swatches or colors, and it goes from light green to dark green. We can get that swatch ready for us. Cool. And that's the map of United States of America. Okay, so that's what we are supposed to build functionally similar, right? Fulfill the below user stories and get all of the tests to pass. Use whichever libraries or APIs you need. We'll need to look for a library and or API to get us this map, because I don't think, yeah, we'll be able to cover everything accurately if I try to rebuild this map by myself. Neither nor would I know where to begin. Anyway, my chloroplasts should have a title. Yeah, title, description. Okay. Here are the data sets you will need: education data and county data. And yeah, okay, let's look at that data. Oh yeah, we'll need the corresponding counties and the corresponding education data. Space that, let's see. Oh, okay. First things first is this user data in education. Okay, so that data is based on users data. Okay, FIP's state, area name, bachelor's or higher 21.9. That's the percentage right there. That will give us the color, that will give us the name of the county, the state. Then why do we have county data and education data? Okay, let's try to understand. Type, topology, so that must be the type of this file. Objects, and this is an array of objects. An object contains, there's not an array inside this, but there are arrays inside this. Anyway, we have type called geometry collection, geometries. Type polygon. Oh, these are the shapes. Nice. Oh, the shapes of the counties. Then that's another polygon or polygon. Another trick, guys, if you use three three fingers and tap on your touch bar, then you can look up the definition of any word. It works very well usually if you have separate words in there. There might be a few issues here and there with this, but mostly 90% of the time, 99% of the time, this works and gives us an accurate meaning. Okay, a plane figure with at least three straight sides and angles, at least three sides. Okay, so there would be at least three straight sides and angles, and typically 5 or more. Okay, so they say arcs. I don't know what that means, what arcs means. Would they mean the arc? I mean ARCH? Well, that would, yeah, then it would be written that way. Arcs. Okay, so that's that covers the map, and this data is long. So that means it covers each map, probably. I mean each county and each district inside it. We have to give the corresponding district its value. I'm sure. Okay. What? Let's say 100 and 101, then 5198. These are all x and y coordinates, probably inside a county. Look at that. It just goes on and on and on. I'll go up again. Command up should take you to the top of the page, just like uh, home button on a few keyboards. Polygon. Oh yeah, I was supposed to look that. It's polygon. Okay, so it's polygon. Okay, each polygon has an ID. Do we have corresponding IDs? FIPs, maybe 1001, 1005, and so on and so forth. Okay, let's look at this again. Phillips County, let's say one county, and it has, what am I looking at? Let's say this is Valley County, empty 70%. What does, oh, and then there's ID 70% and there's empty. Oh, acha, oh, sorry. So empty must be the abbreviation of the county. Yeah, AL. Oh, no, it's the abbreviation of the state. NV must be Nevada. UT, I have no clue. WY, I have no idea. Wyoming, maybe. ID. So, yeah. So that tells me what this data is. That's the name of the state. Yeah, it's written here. Then that's the name of the area called this county, for example. Then FIPs or FIPs. It's lowercase, so I'm not going to say FIPs, I'll say FIPs. Each county has its percentage. What is 1031? And do we have 1031 here? Yes, we do, but that's a vector. Then we have ID 1031 polygon, but that's only one. So that means one county. How long is this data? This data is also surprisingly long. So each county in here. Okay, let's take this one for at random. File command F, do this. It only returns one value, so that tells me the ID matches FIPs here. So that's how we'll give this ID these attributes. So this is probably these are probably the attributes, and we give the corresponding attributes these XY or maybe arcs coordinates. Yeah, this is an array, so we'll model map through the array, or maybe filter through, probably map through the array. I'm going to read each story one by one so that I understand what's going on. This should have the title. Yeah, okay. Should have a description. I'm going to, I think that's the description. My should have counties with the corresponding class county that represents the data. Yep. There should be at least 4 different fill colors used for the counties. I see that they're using 1, 2, 3, 7 of them, 7 different colors or shades of green, and it goes from low to up. Yeah, and my county should each have data flips and data education properties containing the corresponding flips and education values. I'm sorry, I have a phone call. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. yeah, let's go. My country should each have data flips and data education properties containing the corresponding tips and education values. FIPS, or it should say data FIPS. Okay. I'm going to look for the meaning of FIPS in maps. Okay, FIPS codes are numbers which uniquely identify geographic areas. Okay, so that's the ID. That's the FIPS ID. State level FIPS codes have 2 digits. County level FIPS code have 5 digits. We can confirm that this has 5 digits. This one has 4. And what did they say? The FIPS code. So it's FIPS code of the state to which the county belongs. Cool. What is FIPS? Federal Information Processing Standard. So yeah, that is FIPS. Okay. Known as Federal Information Processing Series are numeric codes assigned by the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST. Okay. So that takes care of that. So okay, so these are just IDs. These should exist. Then my chloropleth should have a county for each provided data point. Yeah. The counties should have data, FIPS and data education values that match the sample data, which is the one we got. Then it should have a legend, a tooltip, and corresponds to the data education of the active area. Okay. And these are the samples. You can build your own project using this CodePen template. Yep. I'm going to press Command S and we'll give it the appropriate title, a chloropleth map. Nice. I think I can look up the meaning of chloropleth here too. Nice. Discoverer or inventor is Charles Dupin. Hey. Okay. Now I'll have to Google how to map a chloropleth map. Before I do that, let's put some standard code. Div with the class container. It assumed automatically that the class will be string. Sahi hai. Close the div. I hope that doesn't cause any problem. Okay, must be in double quotes. Yeah, no problem. I have no problem with that. Cool. Then okay, yeah, then you can go, man. Right, inside this container, let's put the h1. Did they say that we need to put that h1 inside the SVG? No. h1 close, and let's put this title, so we'll be able to see it in here. We should be, I think. Yeah, format template on and format code on save on. Save this. I still can't see the text here. Why though? This isn't supposed to be in quotes. H1 is also, yeah. What's wrong with the preview? Oh yeah, I just had to refresh the page. Okay. Right. And what else? You also need another thing. Okay, subtitle. So then I'm going to put that in h3. Hopefully h3 will be small enough. If not, then I can just put ap tag and we'll be good to go. Yep. Yeah, that's bold. Maybe h4, h5, sorry, h6. Nope, it just changes in size. We make this p tag then. Yep, good enough. Cool. So wait a minute, is that bold? Yeah, that's bold. Maybe we can add some weight, or maybe I'm just looking at it because the text is small. Oh yeah, I zoomed in. Yep, p tags, good to go. We can apply some css too. That's okay, that's not a problem. Save unsaved changes. Okay, 7 unsaved changes are now saved. Cool. uh, then this is probably, most probably, or maybe not. If not, I'll just check. I'll only check where that element is. That's a div. We have another div, and this is the svg. Okay, and this is inside the, okay, fine, makes sense. Yeah, close that. So it's all inside the main div, the script, the class, and whatnot. Oh, would you look at that? Close the console, please. Very good. Right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's, I didn't open the div. H1, then div with the ID description, then the SVG itself, and then div with the ID source. I'll take that, please. And another div which will store our SVG itself. What class can we give it so it understands? I can write SVG or nothing at all. Oh, yeah. Map. So it appends to that. So anything that goes on will be between this and that. Will append an SVG to the div. Cool. Okay. So we have h1 p tag. If I convert this into a div, that will also be, yeah, the same really. But the div's behavior is different, so yeah, it looks that way. Of course, that's okay. I'm going to keep this as a p tag. If convinced otherwise by my progress, I'll change it. Okay, save this, please. Very good. So now we have source that. So now the easy part's now taken care of. Now we begin with this map. We'll have to Google thoroughly to understand what all of this, how it pans out. Okay. CSS, yeah, we're not going to play with the CSS or the HTML now. Okay. The first things first, we're going to fetch two items from the data now. So fetch this and the counties too. So fetch this. Now we write then for you, and then for the response is response.json. The same happens to this thing. But wait, before I copy this, we also have to write another step, write another piece of code. Then the data that we get is stored as. So which variable would you like me to store it in? Variable data, nope, we'll have to be quite specific now. For user education, so user ed should tell us, yeah, store data as data. That's not allowed, probably because I use the word var, variable, but I'm weirded out anyway. Yeah, that's okay. What does it say? Unexpected token, 5th character. Okay, sorry, 19th character, 5th line, 19th character. I'm going to assume that it is because of val variable, because I'm declaring it. Instead I should be declaring it outside. Then user ed ting, 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 ting. If I write console.log, is user ed now defined? Nope. I can see the color has changed. This color and this color is different, so that means it will say user ed is not defined. Oh, this is iseret. Oh, sorry. How about now? I think it will return undefined. It did return undefined. I'll have to Google it. Initialize a variable in fetch method JavaScript. How to initialize variable through fetching. I tried to develop game through fetching. I can get some data. I'll locate retry button and then try clicking them by default to. Okay, so someone's trying to develop a game. Okay. Wow. So someone built this code basically. Every time you start a game, you get another click handler to the choice button. When you play the game, the handler runs twice when you click on the button. You should just bind the handler once, not every time you click. How to use JavaScript fetch API to get data. Okay. Come on. Okay, does that mean I'm supposed to write a oh yeah, interesting take. Let's try doing that. Usered equals fetch. What do you say about that? It returns a promise. I hate promises. Because if I write here 0, it won't return the first array. The promise is empty. It returns undefined. Okay, so we'll have to read through this. Let response equals fetch API URL, then other parameters. Okay, so that's the syntax. Asynchronous function name and the URL. So fetch URL, then inside this constant called response, await fetch URL. So await until the URL has been fetched. Then we declare a variable and initialize it with await response.json, which is this response.json. Here you'll need an API performing fetch operations to get data from that API. You can also create an API to take free mock APIs. Here is the API I used. Okay, maybe let's look at their JavaScript code to understand. So URL is this, and then you call that function. Okay, response equals await fetch URL, then data called await response.json, if response hide loader show data. If this is not true, then show the data. Then function hide loader. Acha, so it calls hide loader and you say loading. So if you don't get a response, then you say loading. As soon as you do get the response, you show the data. Then function show data left tab equals table row th name office position salary. For loop let r of data dot list. Okay, सही है. They did not experience that promise problem because of course I wrote it this way and they wrote it that way, so obviously okay, right. It seems this is going to be a long night. Let me grab some coffee real quick, and when I come back, we'll begin begin first with fetching some data and storing that to a variable, and I'll be back. Thank you. We have coffee and we are good to go. 12 views, wow. Some people came and left. That's okay. We're here and we have a promise. Can't do much more. Okay. Hmm. What if I write 2 here and then 0 again? It would return undefined. Cannot read properties of undefined reading 0. But if I write 2 here, it says undefined anyway. Either way. If I write user ed, it returns a promise with that data, but it's pending. And then it loads after some time. First it says pending, so maybe we can write await here. Would that give us what we are looking for? A fulfilled promise? Okay, so we have to write an asynchronous function. I mean, how to use a JavaScript API fetch to get data. Okay. Fetch URL dot then function handle the response. Oh. Catch handle the error. Using fetch to get data from an API. Okay. Fetch then response. Yeah, this does the same thing. It returns response.json. And then data stored in an object. I do not see storing that in a variable. Let authors equals data. That's what I tried to do. Then authors.map function author. Okay. So maybe that's where I messed up. Maybe. But I need 2 items in here, and I mean 2 URLs that need to be fetched and stored in a variable. That's when I can start working with them, for them, on them. I need to understand how they handled this. I wouldn't say conundrum. These guys are pros. I wouldn't expect nothing less. So where's the... Okay, so we have a constant this and constant that. Promise.all. Oh, sahi hai na. d3.json county file. Sorry, yeah. And d3.json. Then data ready, data 0 and data 1, which is you and you. Then catch if there are any errors. Otherwise, okay. Where is this stored? This is cool. Yeah, in that case, first thing I'll do is remove fetch completely first. So let's store them as a variable somewhere. I'll remove this code to variable county data. User id and okay. User data then, or right, edu data. So now that stores this as value. User id would only return a string. is not defined. क्या मजाक कर, अच्छा हाँ, user ID doesn't exist anymore. Now edu data exists and it returns this link. Haha. Anyway. Right. But yeah, I still don't understand this a little bit. Maybe I need to understand this again. Then you have another function called ready us underscore and education. What does that mean? I'm going to assume that's the US and that's the education. That means this function is called somewhere, or probably not. Inside this function is everything us.objects. So I think ready does that. Ready function JavaScript, jQuery ready method, document.ready function. Okay, make a function available after document is loaded. Oh, very cool. Okay, and all of this is of course storing the variables, I'm assuming. g.call d3 axis bottom text size. Yeah, that's the axis. That's appending the text with a class caption. Yeah, that's okay. This must be that, probably, or something else, I don't mind. This might be that text, Clay County, or the name, whatever. Then we also have this select all rectangles. So many values. But I do need to understand how we can fetch data and store that in variables. d3.json county file promise.all. Right. But how does this get here? How does it know that US is that and education is that? Let's say if I'm assuming US would be the county file and the education would be the education file, the data from that file at least. Append a group, select all path, top topo json.feature us, then us objects.counties features, enter, append path. So that's the data. Top o json, I have no idea. So many if and where's variable. Then attribute d, and you write path. What is this variable and where do I see it? Append path. Okay, I have no clue what it. But that's what the thing is. You don't know and then you go through it. I can see this is somewhere to be used. Topo JSON. Okay. I do need to understand how they're using the data from that. Yeah, I can understand this says topo JSON dot feature and that. Okay. Instead, you know what? Looking at this, instead I'll Google more. Yeah, I need that actually. But hey, need to store that in a variable. And whoever tells me the best method. Okay. Just decline all, please. Thank you. This is too huge. Scale it down. There was a time when XML HTTP request was used to make API requests. It didn't include promises and it didn't make for clean JavaScript code using jQuery. You could use the cleaner syntax of jQuery.ajax. One approach to using fetch API is passing fetch to the URL of the API as a parameter. The fetch method returns a promise. After the fetch method, include the promise method. Then if the promise returned is resolved, The function within the then method is executed. That function contains the code for handling data received from the API. Okay. Yeah, so what they use promise.all instead. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I can. Yeah. Okay. If the promised returned is resolved. Yeah. Promise returned is resolved. Yeah. Then after the then method include the catch method. Catch would be to catch errors. The API you call using fetch may be down, or the errors may occur, whatever. With an understanding of syntax, you can move on to using fetch on a real API. The following code samples will be based on JSON placeholder API. Using the API, you will get 10 users and display them on page using JavaScript. This tutorial will retrieve data from the JSON placeholder API and list. Okay, that's HTML code. Then we have script code. It says constant UL equals document.getElement by ID authors, which is this. Okay, you got it. Then remember, authors is the ID for the previously created UL. Now next create a list with a document fragment. So create document fragment must be li probably. All the pendant items will be added to list. A document fragment is not okay. Okay. Then constant, the URL is noted, saved in URL, literally URL. Now using fetch API, call JSON placeholder API using fetch with URL as the argument. Yes, you are calling the fetch API and passing. Okay, the response is received. However, the response you get is not JSON, but an object with a series of methods that can be used depending on what you want to do with the information. To convert the object returned into JSON, use the .json method. Let's go one by one with this then. Fetch edu underscore abe क्यों बे edu data, sorry, data. Why is that not in here? Why does this error? Yeah, but I changed it to edu data. Shouldn't that? Oh, but that won't return that to the console. Yeah, sorry. Console there. Console.log. Show me what you fetched, please. You returned a promise. Very good. A fulfilled promise at that with these values, not the data we were expecting. Yeah, I know, console. Why are... एक second, ये क्यों slow पड़ रहा है? There is no error now. And it did return a promise. A fulfilled promise with headers and the prototype, that's okay. Status 200, that would be the status of the response. Oh, okay. But that means, yeah, a response was received. Okay. So this thing's color and this thing's color is very different. Why is that? I don't mind, fine. Video data, cool. Next, the then method will contain a parameter called response. Yeah, I can code that much. अब क्या है रे भाई? Oh, then you take the response, you write an arrow function where you write response, sorry, response, come on, .json. So now it's, yeah, it does that. The JSON data still needs to be processed at another destination with a function that has an argument called data. Right. Within this function, create a variable called authors that is set equal to data. Okay, fine. I don't mind. I have been trying to do this. Maybe this will work now. Some weird spacing here. That's okay. But now let's keep a track of this. Console.log data. It will say data is undefined because of you. If I call it a variable, still it will return an error. Data is not defined. Okay, we continue reading this. For each author in authors, we'll want to create a list item that displays the name. The map method is used suited for this pattern. So now you write authors.map function author, and this. Our data does not have any author, so but yeah, I mean you're changing the variable authors.map function author. Okay, within your map function create a variable called li. You're creating elements inside the fetch. Then I want to play with two fetch elements, two URLs. That means I need to get out of that and use JavaScript code to work on both the items, both the URL, the data from the URLs. Of course, I can nest if fetch inside if fetch, but that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm trying to do. And this returns an error. Maybe, okay. I can do one more thing. It won't print that here. Console.log. If I write AUTHORS here, if of course it would be. Come on. It returns the 3142 arrays with all the data in it. Yeah, that's okay. It does not return a promise. That's okay. But that's the problem if you think about it. I mean, why is that a problem? Because as soon as I get out of this fetch function, if I want to start coding and writing that, then I have to get outside the fetch function, and that's what I experienced in the last 3 projects. That's why all of my code is inside the then method. All my code, the D3 object, this, that, whatever, is all inside that. So that's why I'm looking for methods to save this in a variable. These guys are doing all that inside this. This is the full code of the request you created, and you can see that's all of that is inside this fetch. Let li, then name.inner.html, this. You just successfully performed a GET request using the JSON placeholder API and fetch API. In the next step, you will perform POST requests. Fetch, yeah, but we are not sending any data yet. Using the fetch API. Async function log movies, okay. Constant response equals await fetch. Constant movies await response. Oh yeah. I can only use await then. And that's what I'm thinking of. I keep thinking of. If I write await here, it will say await is not supposed to be used. Exactly, it allowed async. If I write that, it will still say async functions. Yeah. Cannot use await as identifier inside an async function. Just a second, I have a phone call. I'll just keep it on mute. I am not going anywhere. Sorry about that. Let's continue. Right. I can't use await. Yeah. Okay. What did this say? This is ready. And that's to make a function available after document is loaded. Maybe I can try that here. Uncaught reference error, ready is not defined. Okay. jQuery. Still ready is still not defined. Now when I reach this stage, usually I don't know whether whether this problem is because I didn't call this correctly or not. View compiled JavaScript, please. That's what it looks compiled. Okay. View uncompiled Babel. So I don't know whether this problem for ready is because of me not able to call it, or whether it's because right now it doesn't return an error. I'm going to refresh the page to see if it does return an error now. Ready is not defined. So ready is not defined. That means I was not able to import this correctly. Two syntaxes, or the syntax is incorrect. The ready method can only be used on the current document, so no selector is required. It's an event method. That's okay. Oh, okay. I don't need to write document already. I can also write this and it would work. Maybe that's what it needs. Oh, sorry, Command Z. So I write this. What happens? It still says ready is not defined. I'll have to stay with this problem the whole night. For the whole night. Okay, what am I missing? The ready method can only be used on the current document, so no selector is required. Okay. Does that mean I don't need to write ready? Oh, sorry. What if I do this? Authors is not defined. Now it has a problem with authors because this is inside the fetch method. We need asynchronous functions now. Async await function hello you cannot use await guys as hey oh bro, come on, how did you write it? Oh, acha. Okay, fine. If I write await here, is that illegal, invalid? No. And now we don't know if it's undefined or not. Quick way to find out is Command K to refresh, and I have to क्या मैं बटन दबा रहा हूँ. Just save this, refresh the page. Oh, and I also have to call the function e. Right. Hello. Authors is not defined. It did not await. Wait, do I write await here? instead of there. Or is this where I put that? Of course, if I log this to the console, it would work. How do I get it to show me authors? Now it doesn't recognize authors. See, authors is not defined. How will I know if this is works or not if I can't do that? The coffee made me yawn. Ha 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 ha. That is so funny. Yep, skip to main content. Okay, I should try to understand and read this. Okay. Async function called log movies. Nice. Then constant response await this, constant movies await this, console.log movies this. That means I can, okay. Oh, sorry. One method I am thinking of doing is this. It's still inside the function, so we should, okay. Authors is not defined. Abhi. How about now? You are inside the then argument. Nothing? Okay, maybe I should wait a couple of seconds. Okay. Authors is not defined. Very good. Now if I do this, it still says authors is not defined. I should write await here, shouldn't I? Okay. The log didn't say anything. Come on. I know. Process the code, build the preview. Okay, maybe I'm relying too much on this console and not that console. Uncaught error. Clear this please, and now run it. One up. Yeah, one error should appear saying console is not defined. It did not. Oh bro, come on. Okay, fine. And now if I paste it here, at least tell me authors is not defined. Do I need to call this function? Can I await? That's not how it works. Call the hello function. Yes, we have the data. Hello from the other side. What if I log to the console? Yeah, we tried that already. It won't show me authors. Although it would. In that case, inside this asynchronous function, everything will happen. Just a second, I'll be right back. I'll be right with you. I need to take a short break. The coffee, yeah, coffee caused a. Yeah, I'll be right back with you in a couple of minutes. Sorry about that. Yes, I'm big. Let's see what we were up to last time. Yeah, these uncaught errors. In that case, oh yeah, I have to call this function, don't I? And it would gladly show us in the console what's happening to each of them. But what I want to understand is, if I do this, will it return an error or the same data? Clear this, saved, now call hello. Nope, it could log nothing, not even the error. And that's what I'm working that's what I'm thinking of. I think that music might get us banned. Right, think again. Okay, I need to read this then. A basic fetch request looks like this. Okay, we have an asynchronous function called log movies. Then you have constant response equals await this. Then movies is await response.json. Okay, basically response.json is fetching. Okay, and then console.log movies. All of that is inside that. But it's still inside the function call. Okay, let's try doing that. Let's store that as a variable response equals fetch data, and variable data equals response.json. Sorry about that, some dust over there. This then thing will completely go away. I should write an equal to sign for this. There's an extra parenthesis here. If I write data here, what happens? Nothing? Okay, right. Await here. That's how you wrote it. The basic fetch request. Then await response.json. Okay. Sorry, await. And then log to the console. And now it's printed. Very good. Anyway. Right. Just a second, I'll be back. And that's just my mom. Anyway, okay, so it does this. That means I can also do this. Instead of edu data, if I write county data here, So not only do you log to the console this, but that too. What? Oh, right, sorry. I'll have to do better than that. Variable, what will I call this variable? US, no, stats, let's say, and you will be stats data. I mean, yeah, that's a very weird way of, I shouldn't say weird, that's an irresponsible way of writing it. Variable, that's county data, that would be coordinates. What can I write? Coordinates, then they're not coordinates, sorry, they are xy values, they're polygons and whatnot. Okay, variable coordinates, wait, fetch county data. Something county related. Of course we can avoid all that if I store that in this as variables, or yeah, I will do, no, what if going later it doesn't work out, I shan't. Okay, fine. So then what do I call you and what do I call that? Think, what's this data look like? County data. Quite, I mean, simple, very simple. Topology, okay. And I should write topology data here then, if that's, I mean, I find that appropriate. It might not be appropriate to some viewers out there. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, I don't know. Okay, and here I write stats. Now of course it will return that. I'm going to save this and see how much data does this console. Okay, it didn't return anything. I'll have to refresh the page. Now what do you show me? Nothing. Right, because this is not response anymore, and you aren't either. Yep, now it should. Yep. So object type, topology, geometry collection, and I think they stop it after a point, 3 dots. I'm not going to, yeah. And then we have another object array with 3142 objects. An array, it returns an array with 342 object items. Very cool, very nice. And of course 3 dots because that is a lot of data. If I go to this console, it says object, it is arcs bbox objects transform. Wow. So that's that, that's the, I'm guessing, yeah, and that's the, that, I shouldn't say that, yeah, that's the stats data. I mean, I should write stats here, but yeah. Response, and I can write stats data here. Yeah, it's okay. Cool. So now we have this data and it's all inside this function. Cool. I don't think I need to write. Yeah, if we are using async, then we have to write await. Cool. Now I have data from these. Whatever we're going to write will be inside this asynchronous function then. Whatever d3 and things we are going to do. d3, have I included d3? Yep, I have. Okay, I've already added that. Meta tags, any meta tags I can think of course the most common viewport meta tag must be added without question. Cool. And now we begin with understanding how to map all of this. Thank you. You weren't d3 chloro plus US map. Yay! d3.js. Okay, this is the chloroplast section of the gallery. If you want to know more about this kind of chart data, visit data2viz.com. If you're looking for a simple way to implement it in d3.js, pick an example below. Add hover effect or most basic, and that's an awesome block. Unemployment rate by county in the USA. The most basic chloropleth map you can do in d3.js. Now I'm not going to look at that because that concerns the world, although it would be a fun side visit. I can spend an hour looking into that, maybe 15 minutes or something, not even an hour really. But I will go to this unemployment rate by county because ours is similar. Yep, that's literally what the uh, freeCodeCamp's code looks like. I mean the legend looks like. And this is so cool. They've used many colors here, but this looks cooler of course because of the shades, and they're using blue instead of green, I think. Yeah, and of course it's based on the data you get too. Okay, so first, if I before I just become a fan of this, I'll go here and look at this. A chloropleth map displays divided geographical areas. Okay, I think I know what they are trying to say. What for? Variation, common mistakes, normalize your variable. You cannot compare raw numbers between regions. Right. Yeah. Okay. Build your own Python gallery and whatnot. Nice. Most basic chloropleth map in d3.js. So it's geopath, geomarketer, scale threshold, and then d3.json, d3.q, defer, d3.json, await, and that builds this apparently. So we are going to play with paths today. Then topo.features, topo, error and topo. Okay, so topo.features, that worked. That just worked. Okay, so apparently you're supposed to write the code this way. I am going to edit me. Can I? Anyway, d3 version 4 and this is d3 version 6. What's the difference? You only okay. Anyway, you know what, I'm going to try and copy this so that I can maybe play with this. Can I download? I can download this code. Okay, codepen.ubiquitous, that's me. Create a pen. Nice. Learning chloro. Nice. Is the music okay? The music's on, right? So this is the most basic chloropleth map. Yeah, I don't think we'll need to do any of that. Just create this. Sorry, here, paste, because this is inside the body element. and I'll just load D3 in here. D3 shape 2. Right, why did that happen? Of course this is different. Why should it say template? Fine. And that's the script. Inside the script is all this. Sorry, here. Let's see what our code looks like, whether there are any errors because of this. Right, nothing is visible. Are there any errors? No problems. Probably some. Okay, so D3 scale chromatic and geo projection should also be okay. Let's look for that. Geo, D3 geo, D3 what? I'll save all of that. Maybe all that will work. I will be right back. I'm sorry I keep taking short breaks very quickly. Yeah, but the coffee and I've been drinking too much water and it's quite cold out today. I'll be back in a couple of seconds. Thank you for your patience. Hey guys, I'm back. Let's see what we were up to the last time. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm already sighing. Maybe I need to put these values in the cool. Will that work? Can I just copy all this in that then? Fine. It downloaded the HTML file and showed me this. Yeah. I wanted to copy and paste it. Yep, it built the preview. Alright. Okay. So script constant d3.select svg with, give it that, and then give it that with equals svg attribute with wa. Okay. Constant path geopath d3.geopath. Okay. Constant projection d3 geo mercator scale 70 center 70 and translate that. Okay. And this is what comes out of that because of the width and the height probably, right? Then d3.json, apparently we can do that. Interesting. Okay, json and the csv file, then you have a function. It's all inside promise.all. I need to be using promise.all apparently, it seems. Okay, all contains an array. First array is the first item of that. Second array is d3.csv. Convert whatever you get in a csv. But that's a GeoJSON file. Ours isn't a GeoJSON file. Or are you? That's a JSON file. That's also a JSON file. Then that ends. Then you write a then function, and inside this then function begins all of our worries, or I should say. Then we have load data 0. Where is load data? Load data is that. So I'm guessing load data is what you're receiving as. The load data 0th item would be this. Topo equals, then load data dot features. So this, inside that we have a features. Okay, I'm starting to get the hang of it now. Nice. Let's write promise.all first. Where did that go? Sorry. Yeah, promise.all. Load external data and boot. Yes. And inside this, then do we do everything? So I think we can basically request a lot of arrays, a lot of files from here. Okay, from this. Cool. So you know what, I'm going to write this code instead of ours. Then we could have also done that, but since they're doing this, why don't we also try and understand how they're doing it? Promise.all, that's the third array, then that's the last array. Promise.all, then parentheses, and then array, and then the parenthesis ends, but the array doesn't end until this. Oh, so the third of this is function. I don't know why that is here. We'll see if there are any errors. Okay. Promise.all, inside this we have an array d3.json, this, edu, come on, abe, underscore, sorry, underscore now, abe, data. Cool. That has a different color, that means it thinks, okay, hello is not defined, chill out. That's the first array, the first part of the array. Then we have another d3.json county underscore abe data. Cool. Now we have 3, and then we write the then command. What does it look like? Then uses a callback function for load data. I could also use data for this. Cool. Then data, so take data, use a callback function for that data, and this is where the fun begins. Let what's it called, stats be data 0th value, let counties be data's first value. Log to the console for my just for my satisfaction. It returns this array. Very good, not a promise. I mean in array of objects. Cool. We can get to work now. If it does that, then it can do that. Nice. Promise.all for the win. Thank you for that. We also need to understand what their data looks like, so I can understand this better. Why and what is path. Whoa, those are geo coordinates. That's probably, these are lat longs. This is lat long, this is lat probably, and that's longitude maybe. I have no idea. That's for the country. So that's an entire object feature collection, features, type feature, name Afghanistan, geometry and coordinates. And that's those are the coordinates for an entire country to display in a map. Amazing. And all of this is from D3. So yeah, but that's a GeoJSON file. That's probably why that geo part worked. Ours isn't, geography, geopath or whatever. But topo.features path. Path element in HTML, please. Path element is used to define a path. The following commands are available for path data. Move to, line to, horizontal line to, vertical line to, curve to, smooth curve to, quadratic Bezier curve, elliptical arc. Oh yeah, we had arcs. So that's an elliptical arc. Yep. Somewhere in here should be the arcs. Yep, these are the arcs. Each polygon has an arc. It's just data. And all of that is inside this with the specific ID. Sahi hai. And that's how we write it, do you? Path element with the attribute D, dimensions probably. This is getting more and more interesting. Yes, sir. Yup. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Yeah, if it's too loud, YouTube will give me a copyright strike. but basically this is what the data looks like. 1 2 3, and it takes 6 elements, I mean 6 arguments. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. That's Z. I don't know what Z is for. It's for close path. All of the commands above can be expressed with lower letters. Capital letters means absolutely position, lower cases means relatively position. What's it look like? It looks like an array. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to start making an SVG to understand all of this. Okay. Let's start then. We have data 1 and data 2, stats and counties. Yeah, if I feel like changing this, then I'll change the name of the variable, but not now. Now's not the time. Qul. U will be used. So it says svg.append, so that means svg has already been defined. Let's define it for our project as well. Oh yeah, now we can do lots of crazy stuff now that we are outside the promise. Oh yeah. d3.selects svg. Ours doesn't have an svg. We'll have to append it. What's it say? Class map. Yep. Select dot map and then append svg. Why is there a comma? Oh, because these are different variables. Yowza. So we'll have to define the height and width too. This is very cool. Width equals svg attribute width. So yeah. Anyway, what's that mean though? Oh, it takes the width value. Acha. You write plus svg.attr. Very cool. Anyway, we come back to this. Select map dot append svg. Let's also define the height and width. Width equals 100. It also has a default size in that, and height equals 200. You know what, if we are going to think first, so the width will, I'm going to keep it at 800. 800 should be fair enough. Height will be, it's going to be a rectangle, right? I think it's better if we take their cases. So go to element here, and inside this main div 960 by 600. I'm going to take these values. So that we don't have any problems. Attribute width at w. Right, you have to declare those variables, don't we? Shouldn't we? We should. Yep. Save. Bro, it's right here. Why is this in different colors? Anyway, attribute HAG height. Another attribute, just so that I know what color that thing looks, I mean how big or how small that looks like. svg, give it a background. How did linear gradient work again? Yep, I like this actually. Fine. Oh, it didn't copy that? How come? Cool. Yep, that's what America's map is going to be. Cool. Yeah, it's okay. Save this, format all this. Cool. Next. Yeah, for now it looks like this. Cool. Now inside this we start playing with this svg dot. Let's study that. Yeah, okay, svg has been defined. Okay, so append a group and select all path, then data, take topo dot features, then join path, then draw each country. It draws each country. Now we are not using geopath, but you're supposed to give it data attribute. So we're going to work with counties first, apparently. In this case, then I think I need to look at the right data. Yeah, I'll keep that on. Bye. Yep, this American map. Hey, you can just call a chloropleth function. That is ultimate. Huh. What? Okay, chloropleth by Mike Bostock. Can I use a chloropleth function call? Chloropleth function call? I can just do that? How do I use this code? To use this code, chart code, copy paste the entire function chloropleth below. Yeah. I can just do that. P3 has a chloropleth function. Come on, where is fork? I mean, forking it would be for GitHub. Anyway, let's try to understand this one by one. Unemployment rate by US county. Cool. This is the function chart equals chloropleth function call. Inside this we have the argument unemployment and another callback function which ends here. Cool. You have id, value, scale. This is an object. Id is taken as d dot id, value is taken as d dot rate, scale is taken as d3 dot scale quantize. Then domain is 1 to 10, must be for you, 1 to 10. Range is scheme blues 9. Blues. Bro. Where are the titles? I think when they mean titles, this is what they mean. Probably the percentage. I can see that little backtick in there. That tells me that when I hover over the mouse, some weird text pops up which says this Texas 4.8%. So I'm to assume and somewhere in here is also a line break. This is the line break. New line. Properties name. So name of the county, I'm assuming. Then the name of the state here. So this is the name of the county. I don't need to assume. There's also a comma, so I can understand that this would be the name of the county. This literally says state map. So I'm going to know. I'll know that this is the name of the state, and then line break, and that's the percentage. That saves so much time. Of course, we'll need to add a lot of properties, but if I can use this function call right here, so many things can be taken care of. Mostly this value and scale and domain and range, Not even the range. Ah, so cool. Scheme blues 9. It means it has 9 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See? So cool. Sahi hai? Then the title itself for each item, that's cool. So crazy! I can just do that. This must be the real data. Okay. In the unemployment data set, we don't use automatic type inference for CSV, aka typed true, as that would coerce the FIPS identifiers to numbers which then wouldn't match the identifiers in our GeoJSON. However, we still want to coerce the rate values to numbers, so we do that explicitly. Unemployment, which was this argument, is an array with an ID, name of the state, name of the county, and the rate of unemployment. Then there's another function call which says unemployment equals await file attachment this csv.csv map cool. So you map that into an object as this is an array, and that's the rate. The geometries used in this example are from TopoJSON US Atlas, which are derived from the US Census Board shapefiles. Okay. Then you have an object called US. Where is it inside this? No, there isn't one. Interesting. Or am I not seeing it? I don't see it. Okay. US is an object called type topology. Oh yeah, we have this arcs and objects and whatnot. Yep, we do. File attachment, counties, Alberts, 10 AM, Jills, JSON, that's okay. Then the counties themselves. Feature collection, we have something like that. Feature collection. Topology and geometry collection. Ours is feature collection, but that's still you. Okay. Say yeah, it will take some time, but we will understand and try to do all this. Then we have the state map. Geometry itself takes an object. Oh my god, so much data to comb through. But basically state map and all of that should be inside this. You can see state mesh is here and counties are here. If we can arrange our data to look like this, I mean, to get to this stage, we need to work with counties, state mesh, this scale quantize thing, maybe, I don't know, and this unemployment. To use this chart outside of observable, do this. That would be fun. So I think if I comment this, comment all of this, and just import this much, replace invalid prompts, fine. What would happen? I think I would need to call that function, right, with the corresponding values. Okay, copy paste the entire function. You'll need to install yarn, add d3 and import as d3 to import this chart on observable. To use this chart on observable, import it into your notebook. Then call chloropeth data options as shown above to customize this chart. Oh my god, nice. So now we can give it data and its options. So yeah, is there an easier way? Yes, D3's low-level abstraction is expressive. You might find it overkill for basic charts. For exploratory data analysis, just to visualize data quickly, consider observable plot. Instead, plot is free, open source, built on top of D3 and maintained by some people as D3. We'll also look into that. This is the entire function itself defined in here. We can give these values basically, And of course, yeah, I can also copy. I should copy the the copyright if I'm using this, which I am. सही है. Get started. Yep, we've done all of that. I need let's say graph. But that's so easy. I just apply that function called plot rectangle y binary x random normal plot. If I do all of that, it literally builds all of this. Plot in vanilla HTML. Or installing from npm. Okay, whatever. What is plot? Observable plot is a free open source JavaScript library for visualizing tabular data. Ooh. Focus on accelerating exploratory data analysis. Oh my god, that's a scatter plot. It has a concise, memorable yet expressive interface featuring scales and layered marks. But we need a chloropleth, right? CHLORO. Nope, it's not in these docs. For exploratory, plot is free, built on top of D3 and maintained with observable. Oh, acha, aisa. Build your first chloropleth map with observable plot. Plot.geo draws geographic features and other polygonal geometry. Nice geometry. Meet the data. Alabama. This. So yeah. Plot projection albers under hyphen USA marks plot.geo counties stroke black. Huh. Then of course we have to link them. Link these things. Albers hyphen USA should be in here somewhere. Mojave, or yeah, it says Mojave County. That is just insane. It's a heat map. Anyway, it's enough of fanboying. Oh, wow. We need to make it look like this. What's the best way? Bye. I'll keep this open. I think I should be looking at this chloropleth function call. Okay, so this is the unemployment variable argument. It has this array object that has an ID, the state and the county name and its rate. We also have this data and it's called FIPS 101 state area name and it's ours also has an ID which is FIP. I think the FIP and ID are the same, so we have that array. Okay, so if I call here, let's think once more. Okay, so that's unemployment's taken care of. We need to store that in an array. So instead of all of this, basically, oh, that's the function call. I think inside this is where I can call that chloropleth. These can for now maybe hide. Where's the full code? Is this the full code? I have no clue. How to link plot from D3 object. That's the function itself, sorry. Right. Okay, let's try to fill that data. Unemployment. Ours isn't unemployment, it's education file. Cool. Ours also would return an array with these values. So I think, yeah, let's try that. Inside the promise, we begin with calling chloropleth. ch ropleth function call take data 1 as take counties as your argument, first argument, and then there's the second argument. Wait, should it be counties or user education? Oh, it should be education, sorry. It should be stats. Cool, that's the first piece of data. Then you have this something called US, which has type topology. R type is also topology. Then it's a list of objects, bbox, transform, and objects. Do you have okay, it only has objects. That might be problematic, that will be problematic. You can see here these are values that I have no clue about, and we also have transform here that I have no clue of. But then we have objects and arcs. Objects, counties, type, geometries, arcs. So inside geometries is what we have, what we need probably. This is where our data and their data differs. Yeah, I need to understand this too, of course. File attachment this.json, we've already done that. Yep, we've JSONified all of them. Yep. Why does that end here? Shouldn't it end here? Sorry about that. SVG path. Just a second. Do we have any comments? Yes. Hello Rohit. Hi. Thank you. Nice work. I appreciate it. I'm still trying to understand all of this. I have no clue. So it's all baby steps. But thank you for your support. File attachment. Okay. File attachment, yeah. Then we have the counties themselves. Type feature collection and features that holds an array with type feature ID and properties and geometry. Ours is quite different. We have type and ID. Type is feature here, not, and inside that has an object called polygon and their coordinates. Okay, ours is definitely different. Our code is definitely much different than this. So maybe I can use this, but I wouldn't know how. I mean, I would know how if I get into this, but there's no getting into it because their data is different. I would have to read all the everything in this to understand all of it and manipulate it my way, or end up realizing that I can't use their function calls with my data like this. I have no clue. If there were more that, but this is someone's project. Ding, 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 ding. Right, 9 बजना है नहीं. Oh, right. Please see the this node has been deprecated and is no longer maintained. Please see the new D3 chloropleth example. Okay, so this is the latest chloropleth example, and this is very different than what I just read. Fine, not a problem. But let's see. Color D3 scale quantize 1 to 10. D3 scheme blues 9. I can just call that scheme blues and it works, and it would have worked. But wait, these will also be geometric values, the data in this. I mean, you can see that these are all lat longs. If I, yeah, or maybe not. I need to understand this better. Ding 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 bing 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 bing. But basically, if we write it correctly, all of this would get what we are asking for, give us what we are asking for. I think this is going to take at least a week. Because I still haven't done anything that guarantees. Yeah, I'll keep them off. Anything. Stop the input in import then. We come back to this. Yeah. But I think, yeah, this is observable HQ. These guys developed this, so whatever they are doing is the standard. Whatever I say doesn't matter because this is the standard by observable HQ, by D3 itself, because D3 was built by observable. Yep, edited July 4, that is recent. That means I need to understand this. But what happens when our data is not exactly or not nearly the same? The data is correct, we have these values. Our ID doesn't say ID, it says FIPS. I think, yeah, there's the same thing there. I think this corresponds to some value in here, topology. One way to find out is whether our data looks like this is with console.log. In the log, show me what counties returns. It returns type topology ARCS bbox, so it returns bbox values. I was wrong, it does return those values, bbox and transform values as well. Okay, so now I can stop worrying about that. It does have that data. Very good. Arcs, bbox, objects, transform and type. I'm going to keep them here. It works very well. Okay, right. Type topology, yes. Type topology. bbox. I mean, the order is different, but they're the same thing. Then arcs, then transform and objects. We also have objects. Nice. Their objects would also have geometry collection rs too. Rs do too. Cool. So we have called some variable that stores the similar data, stores data in a similar fashion. Cool. And we've also called it. Cool. So I think we are good with this. Then import legend from D3 color legend. Probably for this legend thing, you can see legend here. सही है ना, बहुत सारा काम बच्चा है हमारा इस तरह. Alternatively, use observable plots concise API to create maps with the geomark. Complete example augmented with interactive tips. Yeah, I would like that. This is getting better and better. Plot with this projection, and this would do all that. Okay, so we have multiple ways to do this. I mean, multiple alternatives. I can expand this. सही है. Okay. But we have this map and it does look cool. Wait, which one am I looking at? this is the collection, right? Yeah, that's the data, and that's the data imported from that. इतने में ख़त्म हो जाता है. So we have these two values. Sorry. We have these two variables storing that data. You have this array that stores an object with an ID. This 2 stores arcs with all the arrays, array 0, array 2, array 2. This has 22592, and that. This also has these values 65 minus 596. If I open this called arcs, it would return multiple arrays. One array with 2 items, 60335 in this, and minus 7. So yes, in short, we do have this variable data and US. Nice. Then there's something called import legend from D3 color legend. Nice. Yes, I'm going to copy all that for our legend. Yes. Paste it, please. And it will say there, yeah, because replace invalid prompts, because yeah, that's invalid. I understand, not a problem. Cool. The log can, yeah, save please. Very good. So now these stats and counties stores the data. Cool. Next, now we come back to this. Can I copy all this? Of course our data will look much more different, but if we can work with this inside the promise, everything is taken care of, really. But before I copy and paste this, I need to understand how they're working with the data. So color variable is stored as this, scale quantize 1 to 10. Will ours also be 1 to 10? No, it's 100%. I mean, it's from 3% to 66%. That's okay. No, not you, sorry, this. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But are they 7 values? Are there 7 colors or 10 colors? I have no idea. Fine. But scale quantize 1 to 10. This can tell me, right? It has 10 values. So 9 would mean 10 values, but 1 to 10, I don't know. We'll get there. Then path d3.geopath, that's the path. Format D, so whatever data you get, you convert that into this data. Cool. So data is a callback function or an anonymous function where it takes where D is the name of the argument, or anyway. Cool. Then count is topo json dot feature us comma space us dot objects dot counties. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. Then new map object states dot features dot map, which is you. States equals teachers dot map. What? Ours wouldn't be unemployment rate, of course. Ours will be something else. But what happens if I just I should say only copy and paste this? It will return multiple errors. Anyway. Right. What happened? Unexpected keyword constant, because chart isn't defined. Yeet. And an alternative is this. but एक एक करके जाते हैं. Why? Because if I let chart be this, then there is still a problem with constant color equals. That means it stopped doing anything after this, so it hasn't read the rest of the code yet. Why? Have we saved color anywhere else? No, we have not. And I can also call it var, but that's not it, because we are inside the promise statement. Ting 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 ding 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 ding. Bing 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 bing. Ting 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 ting. We have to get back to this thing. Why does that say constant color equals? Even if I try to format it, it will not let that go. If I just write color equals, where would it know what color is? 54th, expected a comma here. I mean, I know why, because it's expecting it to behave like an object would. The color of constant here is different. I understand, because of let. If I remove all of this, there will still be errors, but of which kind I have no clue. Where's the line? Error line. Counties has already been declared. I know. I'll call you counties _1 for now. Now we need to do a lot of stuff here, but define this code, please. Cool. Let's try to go through this, build through this. Okay, we have constant that. Now ours won't be US. It will be data one, right? Think that's also US, so I'm going to copy that much, copy and paste that, then paste that, then paste that. You can see topo.json is not defined. topo.json.feature. So I'll have to read what they mean by topo.json. Topography JSON, I am assuming. Where is topography JSON then? topo.json. Or maybe it's supposed to look that way. I should not be worried by colors. Promise is also in that color. New map states, which is U, state map. Then US is here again, paste. Shouldn't I try to understand that as well? Is US defined anywhere before? No. topo.json is topography JSON. Legend, color, unemployment rate with 230. Of course, nothing is visible in this because it's not d3.properties.name. Or is it? Are you? Yeah, their data and our data would be different. Of course, who am I kidding? It won't be properties.name or something else. It would be different. Wait, no. Oh, they're looking into the object data, right? try to do something. Ding 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 ding. Yeah, I realized it won't be this easy. First of all, yeah. Second of all, yeah. Okay, paste. Wherever I say US, I'm going to change that. Legend isn't still it is. Then why couldn't you take that? Stock position may be a part of D3 version 6. This is already at version 7. D3Q, D3 scale, D3 tip. What have we already? D3 minimum jQuery and bundle. Maybe this needs to be D3 something else. D3 shape, D3 plus, D3Q, D3 graph viz. Yeah, importing all these libraries won't do anything unless we know what we are working on. Unless we know what we are doing. I know what I'm doing. Of course, these values don't exist probably. Objects, not states. Or they do. But wait, we don't have state-wise data, we only have county-wise data. But actually, no, we do have state values. Ting, 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 ting. Save this code. What am I missing? Where would the stats go? I copied this bit. Where is this argument called data? I better look here. Yeah, that was there before. Sorry, command Z. Command G. That's the first occurrence of data, isn't it? Okay. Command G, command G, command G, command G. Scale quanta is new map data.map. Do you mean this? Let's find out. 0. This was US, so I changed it to data 1. That's okay. You have new map here and new map here too, but it takes states as values, which is U. So many things going on here, and I do not understand a lot of it. I do not. All of it, I should say. Yep, we need a step-by-step instruction for this, or maybe I need to understand all of it one by one. Wait, okay, data.map. That's what I changed. Did you? Format and then value map is a new map data.mp. Data.map. Data0.map. I could also have written, and if I comment this out, then yes. We don't see this because these links are different than our data here. It wouldn't be objects or dates, or it might be something else. I need to go one line by line to understand all of this and Google every meaning. I will do that, but in the next live video I am going to take a short break. I should say some food break. When I come back, uh, I'll resume with this work. Yeah, there's no way, no, there's no other way to say it. Yeah, when I come back, we'll try to go further and try to understand what all of this code is about. And until then, thank you for watching, thank you for your support, thank you for all the messages, comments. Thank you Rohit S for your comment. I can see you have a giga chad uh, DP for that, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I love that DP. Thank you. And thank you to the rest of the viewers as well. Thank you for your support. I'll be back in the next live video. I'll see you then. Thank you.